True tall tales, adventure never fails. So one day, I went to the store with my mom to go get food. And I like going to the store. It's a lot of fun because sometimes I get a ride in the cart, and my mom will push me up and down the aisles, and I get to decide, go, wee! And sometimes she doesn't, and I have to walk next to the cart. But sometimes I just walk around the store, and I just kind of check out all the food, and I look at things I want, and sometimes I'll grab something, and I'll get a little treat for myself. But one thing that I always get, always, is I get something from the cereal aisle. It's the aisle with all the cereal. It's one of my favorite aisles in the whole store. So I went to the cereal aisle, and I went to go get my most favoriteest cereal. Choco-Flakey crisps. Oh, they're so good. They're these little flakes, and they're covered in like a thin layer of chocolate, and they're always crunchy. They're always crunchy. No matter how long they sit in that milk, they always stay crunchy. I don't know how they do it, but even in the last bite, you go crunch, and they're delicious. They're so tasty. They're so amazing. And of course, on the front cover, you got Monkey Mike, the mascot for Choco-Flakey crisps, and he's always like in the commercials. He's running around and he's throwing Choco-Flakey crisps at people, and people are catching them in their mouths and they're crunching them, and the crunch sound always gets really loud. It's like crunch, and then somebody, like an old lady or something next to him, goes, "Whoa!" Commercials are hilarious. I love them, and I love Monkey Mike. He's hilarious. He's so funny. So I went up to go get one of my Choco-Flakey crisp box. And I stand there and I'm looking at him, and then I see the front cover. And one of the best things on the front is that it tells you if there's a prize inside. And almost always there's a prize inside. And it's like you're getting two prizes. You get the cereal, which is delicious, and then you get a prize inside. So like it's every kid's just favoriteest thing ever, because it's like Christmas every time you eat a box of cereal. So I was looking at it, and on the front cover, the prize this time was a little ring that had a little whistle on it. But it wasn't just any normal whistle. It was like a dog whistle. So you put the ring on your finger, and then it showed you could blow it, and then no one could hear it. But then dogs would hear it, and they would come running to you. So you could just call dogs whenever you want. You were like a dog superhero with dog sidekicks. And I was like, oh, that's what I want. I want that prize right there. And then on the front cover, Monkey Mike looks at me and says, "Oh yeah, kid? You want this prize?" And I said, "What? Monkey Mike?" I said, yeah, I want that prize." And he says, well, come and get it." And then all of a sudden, the box just burst open, and Monkey Mike comes flying out of the box, and Choco-Flakey crisps are just going everywhere. And then Monkey Mike lands in the aisle right next to me, and he's holding the ring. And I said, "Whoa, that was so cool." And he said, "You want this ring? You're gonna have to get it from me." And then he took off. And I said, "Ha ha ha ha! Yeah, it's like tag. It's like a game of tag with a prize at the end." So I started chasing him. I was chasing him through the store, and he was going up and down the aisles, and he was knocking things off, and things were flying in front of me. There's like cans of olives that were flying in front of me, and then there was like bags of rice and stuff, and I had to move and juke and jive and jump and roll and do all these other things. And I'm chasing him through the store, and then all of a sudden I lose him. And I go, where did he go? And I'm like around the fruit and vegetable area, and no one's over there. So I'm just looking. I'm like, I gotta be around here somewhere. So I'm slowly moving along, and I'm looking under the carrots, and I'm looking under the apples, and then I see over by the squash, I see his tail hanging out. And I sneak over there, and I go, sneak, sneak, sneak. And then right before I get to him, he pops out again, and he lands right next to me, and he says, "Have a squash." And then sploosh, he just splats it right in my face. I go, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not a big fan of squash, so I was like, blah, 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 blah. And then I looked right next to me, and then I saw that there was horseradish. So I grabbed the horseradish, and I said, "That's it, Monkey Mike. That ring is mine." And I popped the top, and I went, and I squirted all over him. And I don't know if you ever had horseradish before, but it is stinky and is pretty pungent. Like if you get some in your mouth, if you eat some of it, you go woof, and it clears your nostrils. And if you have any kind of sinuses or a plugged up nose, that thing's gone. And Monkey Mike goes, "Ah!" And then he goes, "Ah!" And he breathes it all in. And then all his hair just stands on end. And he goes, "Bring!" And then he's just standing completely still because the smell was so strong. And he was just holding the ring in his hand. And I just reached out and I grabbed the ring and I said, "Thank you very much, Monkey Mike." And then I went and I blew it. I went, but you couldn't hear it. You couldn't hear any whistle, but I blew on it. Went, and then nothing happened. And I go, oh, I guess this prize doesn't work, I guess. And then all of a sudden, I started hearing, I started hearing all this barking. I turn around, and all these dogs just come running in the store. All these dogs were coming, and they just jumped all over me, and I was just petting dogs. I had so many dogs to pet. And I was like, the ring works. And I was like, look at me, I'm like a dog superhero. These are all my dog sidekicks. And then I got the ring, and then I went and got a full box of Choco Crisp, of the Choco-Flakey crisp, because they're so delicious. I want another box. I could have another prize then. And then also I had a bunch of new dog friends, which was super cool. But my mom wouldn't let me keep all the dogs. But I got the Choco-Flakey crisp, and I got the ring. So that was pretty cool. And then I could just blow the ring anytime I want, and then I just have dog friends. I have plenty of dog friends now. It's pretty cool.